And speaking of women's game, we are going to another team here who has a USLW team. And I believe not too long ago sold I think it was like 8,000 tickets on like a Tuesday night for a home game, which was stellar.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong on the attendance. But we're going to go to the Richmond Ivy, who always, every year, plays with their colors and really leans into the motif of being the Ivy. This year is another example of it. But my main problem here with this kit, this is maybe a me preference, they stopped using the orange accent.
It did.
From like 2 years ago when they initially started. And I think that hurts me a little bit, but that's more of a preference. But that's my initial little thought there. What are your thoughts?
This is a nice kit. If this was their initial season kit, I might like it better. But since they've done not the same kit, but similar kits, they've done Ivy-based jerseys prior. This one fell short comparatively. It's still a good kit. Richmond fans should still pick it up, but
Yes.
It's hard for me to want this when I've seen that.
Fair enough. Yeah, and for me, really, the main difference for me here is what really got into today's episode, which again was inconsequential. Like, we didn't fully plan out to have two Leaf kits here tonight. Actually, no,
Yeah.
you did. They were both yours.
Yeah, I chose them both.
So I wasn't aware of that, but the more I looked at this Ivy kit, the more I kept comparing it to the Vermont Green kit. And for the main reason is the leaves. Now, if this is something that was like, for example, Ballard, as we've seen, would do like an artist.
Right. Yeah, it's just an artist collaboration.
Yeah, and then it gives out that little bit of a graffiti, a little bit of a fun, cartoonish vibe to it, whatever. This isn't, and even if that's the aesthetic that they wanted to go with, that's fine, go with it. But I can't help but compare it to that Vermont Green home kit that we looked at earlier here tonight, and seeing why I like the other one better than this one. And I think that hurt this kit.
Agreed. Like, it's, I mean, should I get into my scores?
Go.
Because I feel like my first thing is design and aesthetics, and aesthetically, these leaves are not pleasing. I'm trying not to say it, but it's kind of giving off like Canva vibes. You know, like this could be one of the graphics stock image of like cartoon Ivy going through. And because I like what they did, I like this green a lot, and I like the darks greens on it.
Yeah.
My wife said I really like it.
Tell her to give it on score of 1 to 5, because that's what I tell my wife. So get her on 1 to 5. So that's a true test. I didn't really like it and give it a 4.
But like, anyways, distracted. But so like honestly, and it's kind of giving me like Poison Ivy from Batman vibes. And maybe that was the vibe that they were going for, because now that I say that, this is kind of giving me the 90s cartoon vibes with the vines going through it. But overall, I mean, so I got a 4 from aesthetics. And you know, typically aesthetics is one of those easier ones for me to give 5s to.
Yeah.
And it just didn't hit. But authenticity and tradition, this is a 5. Like, I see this, I'm like, that's a Richmond Ivy kit, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, like, it has Ivy all over it. You know, it's clearly a Richmond Ivy kit.
Right.
But it's still really cool. I really like it. But then execution 4 again just did not hit. didn't hit perfectly. Like again, it looks good. It's not bad looking. So I don't want anybody to think that like, oh, Fox hates this kit and it's so ugly. And I think like it's not an ugly kit. I really do like this kit a lot. They just did so good in the past that now that they came out with the cartoon version of it, it doesn't feel as good.
It's kind of like Ford Madison.
It's like if they,
about, right? How they came out swinging, and
yeah,
now the bar is really, really high.
yeah. Well, it's almost like Stitch, but the opposite. They had a realistic one, and now they're coming out with the cartoon version.
Okay.
And Stitch had a cartoon version. Now they came out with the
I'm not seeing that movie, but
I haven't seen the new Stitch. I've heard bad things. But anyways, innovation and impact. I gave it 4. Honestly, I could have given it a 3. I don't know if we're going to remember this one.
That's fair.
Maybe I should have gave that a 3. Too late. I'm not going to change my score like some people do.
Because you're the one who did more than me, man.
Whoa.
I finally broke that twice in the last month.
I know you've done it twice now. I've tried really hard not to do it this season. I think I might have done it twice this season.
Oh, you've done it a few times. Before you started making those new graphics, I know you've done it.
I like my graphics.
I know you do. But with Box's 4.25, I'm going to get into my score here. When it comes to design and aesthetics, I guess it's a solid 4. I think the colors look really good. I like the different colors they used. I see 4 different colors of green used if you count the outline, the badge, having that little leaf. That's technically the main kit, it's just an outline of the leaf with the 3 different leaves on the side. I think that's really cool. Play with the colors a little bit. I like that. And so, yeah. Anyways, so that is, so that is the away kit. Sorry. So yeah, that's my aesthetic a little bit. You did?
Yeah. Well, just with the vacuum in here.
Oh, cool. So, but when it comes to authenticity tradition, this is 100% the Ivy. I see Ivy, I think of the Richmond Ivy. And when I see a bunch of leaves, I think of the Richmond Ivy. Well, sucks a little bit that, Vermont did maybe a little bit better on this one. But this is still 100% the Ivy. Given what they've done the last 3 years, they've changed the game in terms of they've made it theirs. And I appreciate that. When it comes to its visual details and execution, I overall gave this a 4 to me. I do like what they did with the leaves, just not as much as I loved what Vermont did with the leaves. I do like the little bit of detail that they put in the leaves, but it's not as detailed as I wanted it to be. But I do like that. And I did also like that little white on that collar. It's a nice little subtle little thing, but it helps with the flow of greens in it. And I did like that little touch there. And they kind of use a secondary crest there as well.
It is a cool crest that they chose to do. Usually we don't talk about the crest too much.
But this is an away kit, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Actually, your Detroit jersey you're rocking right now got the alt crest on it.
Yeah, the goalkeeper kit, which we'll get to later today. So yeah, but then this is kind of where I break things a little bit. When it comes to its overall innovation and impact, I think this did have an impact this season when it comes to getting attention of this kit. However, we have seen this a few times, and it's not as innovative as I wanted it to be, but it's still something that's quite unique. So I did get, not quite unique, but still a little bit more unique from everyday kit. So I gave this a 3.5, somewhere between a 3 and a 4, being impactful and innovative, with also a little bit of doing something they've kind of done in the past, but just a little different for their away kit. So that brings my score to technically a 4.125, or right up to a 4.13, with Fox's 4.25. It's just a solid 4.19, which is really good. I want to emphasize that. That is good.
I know it's like
And
said, like I feel like the more we talk about this, like the more it's like we're like harping on it. But like I mean, again, it got a great score. You know, it got a 4.19. So it's just one of those things. It's just like, you know, it's hard for us not to talk about this and talk about the past kids.
yeah. And speaking of being good, given that this is $90 there from the Ivy and the score of a 4.19, this comes out to a kit value of a 46.53. This is good. This is definitely a pickup. If you're a collector, especially if you like trees, lots of trees and a lot of leaves, this is definitely one that I think would be high on your list. So this is really well done from the Richmond Ivy. So any final thoughts as we leave this kit here, Fox?
Richmond, really good job. Keep doing what you're doing, and you know we enjoy it. Don't take this as like anything bad. It's not bad. We like it.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is bring back some orange. Hints of orange, please.
Hints
I
of
love
orange.
that.
I'll be okay with that.
That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, hints of orange for me, and I would be very, very happy with y'all. But still a good pickup.